Can we talk about anxiety? Because if you're anything like me, you have high levels of anxiety. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I deal with it, and hopefully you can take some tips with you so that to help you deal with it as well. Here are my tips for dealing with anxiety. The first one is sensory deprivation. I use a lot of sensory deprivation. So I feel like I'm on social media a lot. I'm, talking to people and going back and forth. And so sometimes I really need to, put earplugs in, put a visor thing over my eyes, like light some incense, use some oils, bring my external stimuli down just to be able to manage my anxiety and manage my mind kind of like racing. And I find that that really helps me, particularly when I was studying for my finals and particularly when I was writing my dissertation. It helps me to focus. And obviously you wouldn't wear the visor when you're working, but I use that to sleep. So when I'm sleeping, I really bring all the sensory things down just to be able to manage and relax myself to kind of make sure I'm sleeping and getting rid of some of that anxiety. So sleeping is my second tip. I make sure to get enough sleep. I'm okay with 6 or 7 hours of sleep a night. I will be working on a deficit with that, but it's manageable. So I really try to make sure that I sleep. So alongside the kind of sensory deprivation thing, I also drink Sleepytime tea, extra strength. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I heard Khloe Kardashian giving this to Lamar one time, and I was like, oh, I need to try that Sleepytime tea. And the extra strength one I tried, and it is amazing. It knocks you out. My mom says it doesn't work for her, but it works for me. And it really knocks you out and helps you to sleep. It just has valerian in it, so it's not anything. It's kind of a natural root. Because I don't really like to pop pills or take any kind of like any kind of prescription pills or anything like that. So valerian root is what's in extra strength Sleepytime tea, and it really helps me to sleep at night. So sensory deprivation, making sure I'm getting enough sleep and getting help falling asleep. All the time, you always hear people are like on Instagram saying, oh, wide awake, posting pictures, and on Twitter posting things saying, oh, I can't sleep. You have to get off the social media. You have to turn it off. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to sleep to be able to manage your anxiety. So that's one of the things that I practice as well. Speaking of getting off social media, Facebook. I literally deactivated my Facebook account to work on the latter leg of my dissertation because it is too much. It's sensory overload. You have the Mike Brown drama going on. You have drama over in the Middle East. You have drama going on with, the weather. You have the ice bucket challenge. You have all of these things pulling at your attention, plus the pictures in your feed. My niece's birthday is coming up. I'm far away from home. I got my dissertation. There's so many things being hurled at you day after day, minute after minute, and I feel like Facebook kind of like pumps that into your daily life. So, sensory deprivation, sleep, getting off of social media, disconnecting sometimes really helped me to alleviate some of my anxiety. And maybe you could try that to see if you can kind of bring down kind of the voices and the talking and the things grasping at your attention in your head, and kind of focus on reining in that anxiousness. Another thing that I do a lot of yoga, exercise, meditation, and prayer. And all those 4 things, they might seem like completely distinct things, but in my mind, they all work together, and it's all a practice. It's all a physical practice of focusing on the internal, listening to your thoughts, and learning to manage those thoughts, learning to manage those emotions. Physical practice of yoga, using your breath, using your body, paying attention to how your breath and your body and your mind interact. That's yoga, and managing that, and that helps with my anxiety. Exercise, I usually go on the treadmill, put my music in my ears, and just run, pump it out, and then push weights and things like that, and that usually blanks out my mind, but then you kind of get this physically cathartic release. That helps a lot. Meditation goes hand in hand with yoga. That is really challenging to do. I've been working on it for almost a decade now, but that's really focusing on practicing to quiet your mind, quiet your thoughts, being still for even if you start for 5 minutes and then move up. That really, that practice, looking at YouTube videos on how to meditate and really taking it seriously and not thinking thinking of it as some like cheesy thing to do, but that practice really does help with my anxiety. And then of course the one that we're pretty much all familiar with, and that's prayer. My mom told me pray as you work as you pray, you know what I mean, and that really helps me as well. My prayer is usually kind of gratitude, so it's not the same as yoga and meditation where you're kind of clearing your mind and reining in your thoughts, but it's more of me taking the moment to be still within myself and showing gratitude for where I am, how far I've come, and just expressing that, not necessarily out loud, but out loud in my head. So you actually are putting thoughts together with that one. So it's not the same as with meditation when you're trying to quiet your thoughts, but it's similar kind of process of being quiet and then, producing thoughts that are specific to what you're trying to do. So that's pretty much my list. I'm trying to think. No Facebook. Again, come off of social media sometimes, disconnect. I find that a lot of the anxiety that I have and that other people around me have stem from the social media, being connected and wired all the time. Emails ringing on your phone, Facebook ringing on your phone, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all these things ringing on your phone and driving this constant sense of, immediacy it gives me a lot of anxiety, and maybe you don't recognize it, but it might give you some anxiety too. So, maybe disconnect from the social media sometime. Prayer, meditation, yoga, and exercise, those go all hand in hand for me as well, and that really helps me to a mental practice paired with a physical cathartic kind of thing, and that really helps me with my anxiety. And one thing that I did not mention, and let me get back to that, sensory deprivation, again, bringing down the external stimuli. So, maybe sleeping with covers over your eyes and earplugs in your ears, maybe using the smell. I use a lot of oils that keep me calm, and incense, burning incense. And then I also listen to 8 hours of relaxing music on YouTube. I'm going to link that video because that video has more than 1 million views, and it has been amazing in helping me kind of relax when I'm studying and in the evening time when it's time to go to sleep. So I will link that video below so that you can listen to that and put that on as background music. And then also getting enough sleep. For me, 6 to 7 hours, that's tight. For you, it might be more, but, using something, maybe a natural remedy, valerian is what I use in extra strength Sleepytime tea, to make sure that I'm getting that deep sleep in the evening, in the nighttime, as opposed to kind of this very shallow sleep. And all of those things hand in hand really help me manage my anxiety. And it's a physical thing, like I'm going to do this, and this today to manage my anxiety, not just like, oh my God, I'm so anxious, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So those are what I do. But the most important thing that I try to do, that I don't know if a lot of people do, is visualization. Visualization. It goes hand in hand with the meditation and the yoga and the exercise and the prayer. And what I do is I physically sit down, quiet place, in my bed, at my desk, and I close my eyes and I think about and actually visualize what I want, how I want things to go, what I want to accomplish. And that really, if you've ever heard the term speak it into existence, well, this visualization is very similar. It's actually seeing it and making it tangible, and it helps to make it more reachable. You know what I mean? So that helps with my anxiety, because personally my anxiety stems a lot from some of the goals that I'm trying to accomplish and some of the things that I'm trying to do. I don't have much anxiety from, things that are huge things like health, or sickness or illness or anything like that. I have more anxiety about kind of things that I'm trying to accomplish and in the timeline that I'm trying to accomplish them. And so visualization really helps with that. And again, it's kind of a mental practice. A lot of my anxiety coping techniques are mental. The yoga and the exercise, that's the physical part of it, but everything else is pretty much, and the sleep is physical as well, but everything else is pretty much mentally. How am I going to deal with this anxiety? How am I going to control my thoughts? How am I going to reduce external stimuli that's just serving to distract me from my ultimate goal? You know, how do I control that? And visualization is a big, big part of that. So look at some YouTube videos about visualization. You know, rewatch this video maybe, you know what I mean, and get what I hope you get what I'm saying. But basically, it's just visualizing what you want and kind of going after it, you know, that way. And it kind of brings it into existence. I mean, it works for me, and I know it works for a lot of other people, you know what I mean? So, you know, take that into consideration whenever you're dealing with anxiety. So those are my tips for dealing with anxiety. I hope that they helped you. None of them this is not any clinical diagnosis or anything like that. This is just my personal coping mechanisms, and I'm hoping that they help you cope as well. So if you have any anxiety tips, any coping mechanisms that you want to share, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear them. I'm always trying to figure out the best way to kind of live the best kind of life for me. So if you have any tips, leave them below. Comments or questions, you know the deal, below as well, or on my Ask FM. The links will be in the box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway, and leave me a comment telling me how I could have made this video better. If you like this video, why not share it? Share it with your friends and see if they can, if you have some anxious friends, give them this video, see if it'll help them out, all right? So thank you guys again so much for watching. I really enjoy making these videos, and I hope that they help you out. I have some other videos coming up soon, educational videos, also with the dating in London, still going strong with that, and some travel vlogs. I'm going to do some more vlogs here in the UK just so you guys can see what it's like to live in England and the different cities, Coventry, Richmond, coming up soon. Anyway, guys, thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you again soon.